Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, so yeah, there it goes. It was supposed to show that during that bell ringing, but it was like messing up on
No,
me.
you did it. You did it. It was right.
It was
You did
right.
It's all that
It was
matters.
lagging there on me. I
It's
don't
still
know
the
what's
dead
going on
homies.
in a second because the sad news. Unfortunately, we lost another. You know, we like our wrestling around here, and we always celebrate it very frequently on our show. And we got tag team champs from EPW and ENVISION here to hang out with us and let us get to know them. But we figured since the bad news just hit us, I mean, anybody got any memories of Bray Wyatt they want to talk about? I mean, shit, it's really sad news.
I do have a picture of when him and his brother used to carry that little sheep. Remember they used to carry that little sheep around?
Oh yeah, the masks.
Yep. I have a picture when they came locally, right before he turned into the Fiend, but I don't know where it's at. But they were super nice guys. We don't have a lot of people in our town, so they had VIPs, and they just like, we'll sign tickets for everyone. Like, you know, why beg for $1,000?
Well, especially when you have somebody like Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt back to back 2 days in a row, like that's a big dent in wrestling. Like that's a big dent in the world. Like, oh my gosh, like two great individuals.
Terry Funk was awesome, dude. I seen him at the gathering. He came outside, and I think he was fighting Rude Boy, and he came like through the crowd, and he's all, excuse me. Then he smacked him in the face of the chair. I'm like, he's so polite and brutal at the same time. Good job.
Oh, my first memory of Terry Funk was literally in a movie because this was in a movie before I even knew him about him in wrestling, but it was Roadhouse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, to see him in Roadhouse.
I keep forgetting Terry Funk's in Roadhouse, dude. He's one of the rich guy's goons, right?
Mm-hmm. He's a bouncer in it.
Now, I'm pretty sure, isn't he in Devil's Rejects as well? He was one of the bounty hunters that went after the three from hell. Like, Terry Funk, he did a lot of cameos in a lot of movies that you don't think about until you actually see it. And like, wait a second.
He's like DDP.
Right.
Yeah, DDP was in one of, what was it, was that the first or the second one?
Man, it may have been DDP in the second one.
Yeah, I think it was
DDP. He was like a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some biker dudes that he was hiring to go, catch him or something. Yeah, biker bounty guys. Yeah.
DDP is he's one of the goats, man. That guy with his fucking yoga shit keeps all of them. He got Jake the Snake out of the sauce, I think.
Oh yeah, that was such a good series. That Resurrection of Jake the Snake. That was a good show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
I must say, I do like your Primus hat.
I got a lot of respect for him. He takes wrestlers that have given up on themselves so much that they can't even trust themselves and moves them into his house. He may drive them nuts by being up their ass about every move they make, but he's just trying to make them better people.
Oh yeah, and I think Scott Hall was in that too.
Yeah. And look how nice he looked before, when he got up for his Hall of Fame ceremony. I mean, he looked great. He couldn't even walk. He was stuck in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Right, drinking vodka for breakfast. It was insane. Ooh. I mean, Johnny does that with a whiskey, but that's how he gets going in the ring. So I gotta say something about it. We're winning titles out of it. So
he's mixing it with Sprite. He's doing it right.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta stay hydrated just a little bit.
Caffeine is what kills you.
I did fortunately get to see Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 32 come out and mess with, I think it was Stone Cold, The Rock.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Wasn't John Cena part of that as well? I think they were all three out there, like all the big names, you know. And then Mick Foley might have been out there too to like direct traffic or whatever. And then the Wyatts came out and they cleaned house with them. It was pretty fucking cool, man. That was a good time. Going all the way down to Texas to see WrestleMania was a fucking trip, man. Good time though, I'll tell you.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
So your guys' name is Whiskey.
I haven't ever been to a big WrestleMania show.
I've only been to that one. Our co-host Bray Wyatt, who's from the Michigan Misfits, he was at SummerSlam just recently in Detroit, so he got to experience a big show. And he's been to a lot of AEW shows.
He even met Bray Wyatt. Remember?
I know Bray Wyatt. He's got that on his profile pic. If you guys see him online.
And Bray's looking at him like, so pretty much he's like the Guy Fieri to Violet J to, you know.
Right. Bray Wyatt, yeah. I could honestly say this guy is like the split image. If he just got in shape a little bit more, he'd be like a perfect body double for Bray Wyatt if they ever did a Bray Wyatt movie. They should look him up and he could do the fucking cameo for it. I swear to God, this guy looks just like him, right down to the dreads right on top of his head. Facebook user, whoop whoop to you. We got Mad Bash Studios in the house. We got freaking Donald Brown, the sign maker for the Underground, in the house. Eldrick Horn.
It's Chicken Little, not Little Chicken, fuckheads.
Yeah. We got Mr. Madrox from EPW in the house and Mad Bash Studios. We are trying our best to help you guys out by letting the Underground know who you guys are.
We're getting all three of our viewers tune in and look at you. Oh shit, Bray Wyatt is not dead, folks. Here he is.
Hey, don't be tricking our audience.
Oh, I thought it was him.
Bray.
Oh,
Bray,
I got scared.
How was the afterlife?
I was going to say the rumors aren't true.
It's dark.
Why do you think they call him Body Rot? He was predicting it, folks.
It's dark.
Don't eat his pizza. Don't eat his pizza.
See, he's smiling, but he's really heartbroken. I know he is. He loves fucking Bray Wyatt. He knows just as well as I do. We both loved him since NXT, and we always knew he was going to be something great.
Hey,
and it's so fucking awesome that
Body Rot. Do you got that picture of you and Bray together with your wife?
I got it on my Facebook.
Send it to Bootleg. He'll upload it. It's funny.
Yeah, you can send it to me. I'll do it. By the way, I'm going to dip out just for a second to share this.
Good.
On,
no, we're good. You don't got to explain. We like it better without you. Go.
You jerk.
So, anyways, Whiskey and Warrant, huh? Did you guys?
Yeah.
Like, is one of you Whiskey, the other Warrant, or just that's it? You're both.
Oh yeah.
Whiskey?
I'm the Whiskey.
He's Whiskey.
There it is. Whiskey
Oh,
and
shit.
Warrant.
And I'm the Warrants. I'm the law. I'm the justice of the team.
Where did
Normally I have a warrant for each team.
Where did you get that fancy hat? That thing is dope.
Oh, mine?
Oh, it was just the angle, I guess. It looks way doper.
That thing's a lot fancier than my old dude. Hickey. Mine's a.
You remind me of Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah. He's got like the 10-gallon.
That ain't a hat. This is a hat.
Yeah.
Yin and yang. Yin and yang.
Hey, man.
So how long have y'all been like wrestling?
What, about 4 years?
Yeah, about 3-4 years.
Is this together or like have you guys done solo stuff before?
Oh, solo stuff, and then like 3 or 4 years each, and then I think we've been teaming for a year now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've had a pretty good year. We've had a really good year. It's been a fun ride. I can't complain. Running these dusty trails with him, nothing like it.
Have you ever been opponents prior to your teaming up?
Done what?
Have you been opponents prior to teaming up or no?
Now we were at one little old mud show back in the day that we do not speak of anymore, but we ended up tagging up there, and when we did, there were some people that we caught their eye, the guys who run ENVISION, and they're like, hey, let's start this tag team, and me and him were both like, well, hell yeah, we got the class and we got the trash, baby, put them together, we got a dynamic duo.
That's exactly right.
So
It goes together like whiskey and Sprite.
I was at the show, but I really don't remember much. You guys got tag team. You guys got the belts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the show where we won, and so we wouldn't be like remembered as champions because that was the first show where we actually won the tag titles there for the first time, and that was our first tag team title win two together. Like we had no tag belt wins prior to that.
Okay, so you guys just got one right now.
Two now. We won a second. We won a second one like a couple weeks right after. So yeah, you wouldn't remember that. So it was another show. We won it like a couple weeks after that show. So it's like these past few months. It's really been stacked with dates and just title matches and anything we can to win.
Yeah,
nice.
Kind of like Jared Savage is a face collector. Here soon, people are going to know Whiskey and Warrants as the belt collectors, and that's no joke, buddy.
The tag team belt collectors.
Oh yeah, we call it the ecstasy of gold.
You're like Rob Van Dam. Remember when he held 2 world championship belts? So who's your favorite wrestler and or tag team?
Oh, I would have to say my favorite is Batista, man. Me and my grandpa grew up watching him, and one of my favorite feuds was, or storylines was Batista versus Booker T. That whole thing, it came down to the last one, signed a contract. If he wins, he gets it. If he loses, can't challenge him again. And then you look at him, you got Batista, this big monster, and you got Booker T, quite a bit smaller. You never thought that it would go as long as it did, but that's what the guy that really pulled me in is Batista. Kept on getting screwed over time after time after time, despite his size. And then at the end, he finally won that fucking title, and that was the biggest pop I ever had. So Batista is definitely my guy.
In saying that, Booker T is quite a bit smaller than Batista, is saying how big Batista is, because I met Booker T, and the dude's a giant.
Yeah, Booker T's a big dude.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, that's the thing is people don't understand. You see these guys, especially like Triple H, you put a bunch of big dudes together, and then you just think they're average. And then once you go and meet them, you're like, holy shit, I'm tiny.
That's like the Boogeyman. That dude's a big dude.
Boogeyman's super duper dope, dude. I met him at Astro. He took my phone and texted the picture of me and him to his personal number. And here, I'll post it here. No.
All right, so here's a picture he sent me.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's 2 Bray Wyatt.
The Madness shirts. That's a dope shirt. I want that shirt.
That was a genuinely happy moment right there with Body Rot. You don't get too many of those happy smiles like that.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I'm pretty sure Bray Wyatt had to pay him like $20 to get him to smile.
I bet he did.
He's like, cheer up, will you, bub? Here's $20.
It's a hustle. It's a hustle.
That picture was from Bray Wyatt's bedroom, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So, Clayton, I hear that you have roots in backyard wrestling. Care to explain, sir?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much I just started doing it whenever I was younger, and, I obviously quit doing it whenever I started actually wrestling and, got to a good school to train. But, that was just kind of my introduction, was doing that as kids and doing that with friends and, throwing things at the wall, creating characters, booking little storylines, creating the videos for it. Like, we even feuded with a company from South Carolina, and, they came up and we promoted it, and I had, 70 people in my backyard cheering it on like it was a local independent show. So it was just really cool, and it was fun for what it was. And then, it was a great introduction to, how the business works. But then I got actually into the business and realized it's a whole different ball game. So it was just a good way to get my feet wet. But, a really good transition into independent wrestling.
Did you guys actually have a ring, or was it more like you guys just did it in the yard?
Oh, so we started with the trampoline. We built a crappy wooden ring, and then we ended up getting a ring from Monster Rings and Cages that was a really small 16 by 16, a really small ring. I think it was even smaller than that, but yeah, it was pretty small. So we kind of went through all these different layers within like the 4 or 5 years that we did it, because I started when I was pretty young.
And how about you, Johnny? How did you get introduced into wrestling?
Oh, well, me and my wife were watching Monday Night Raw one night, and we were watching, I believe it was Ricochet. He was doing the flips and stuff, and I told the old lady, I'm like, I used to be able to do that kind of shit. And she said, oh, well, you missed your calling, because I was about 26 at the time, and I took that as a challenge. So I did some research, and since I'm an old fucker now, I knew I had to, go balls in. So I looked up like schools and whatnot. You had Rhodes Wrestling Academy down in Texas. You had the Nightmare Factory, but I chose the JPWA down there in Knoxville, Tennessee, with Dr. Tom and Glenn Jacobs, also known as Kane. And I got accepted to JPWA, so I moved down there, and I got 3 months of training with Dr. Tom, which was amazing. I recommend it to anybody.
About Tom Pritchard?
Yeah, Tom Pritchard, man.
Oh my
that was my
dude.
teacher.
I listened to every fucking one of Bruce Pritchard's podcasts, dude. So I'm a huge fan of the Pritchards, man. Definitely fucking awesome to know that you were trained by them, dude. That's
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for telling me that, man. That made my night. That's awesome.
Oh, you didn't know? Hell yeah, man. Here's a little inside scoop about the Pritchards. Anytime they talk about past experiences, that's a shoot, man. Like, they were at each other's throats, but they're still brothers, but they went to war with each other. It was great. Like, Dr. Tom would tell us stories about him and Bruce and everything. A story about they got into it one time. It was great. Like, we learned a lot about Dr. Tom and his not so much wrestling career, but his personal life as well. And that was the coolest part, is we got to see the behind the scenes, and we got to learn how he got called Dr. Tom. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And old Clayton, he said he's going to save up some money and head down there and get trained by Dr. Tom too. So soon we'll be both alumni from the JPWA. We'll be tearing up the indie scene everywhere from coast to coast, baby.
So
we're just getting started.
I've seen you at the video shoot for the LLE. And I've seen both you guys, and you guys are like bump machines, especially you, Clayton. You were just like, oh my God, I was like, when is this kid going to get tired? And I didn't realize, Johnny, that you were older than Clayton. I was just I'm just soaking in everything that's around me, and there's a lot going on, but you guys stood out to me. Also, the swimming pool match that I saw that night was really fun. And then, the other two kids that took on the Dragon and the Dragonheart team.
DC Black.
Yeah, those guys were great too.
Yeah, there are challengers the next show for the titles, so they're fighting us for the titles the next show, September 2nd.
Oh, that's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, it's a big dream match in the area.
So you haven't been officially trained by a wrestling school per se, Clayton?
Oh no, I have. I went to IWAU in Noble, Illinois. That's where I did a lot of my training. But I'm wanting to expand on that and go to a school like JPWA whenever I get a lot older, because I was waiting until I got out of high school, because I'm just now 21. So I was waiting to build up some money over a few years and then get to that stage.
Yeah,
that's kind of. But I didn't know he was that young.
Yes, that's the crazy thing, is me and him, we got 10 years in between us. So that guy up there, he keeps me young. He keeps the dates that come. And there was one weekend, I just got a random message from a company called D6 up in Macomb, Illinois. 6-sided ring. And Clayton worked that one out, got us hooked up with that promotion. And so he keeps me young, keeps me running the roads with him. So that's awesome.
And he does the same with me. Like, I see him like going at the rate he is. You guys would never believe he's the age he is, and that keeps me going. That keeps me like challenging myself. That keeps me being like, okay, Johnny's running like a Clydesdale right now, and I'm supposed to be the Clydesdale. So it keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me going, and that's why we're such a good duo. We're that yin and yang, He's the whiskey to my Warrants, and that's why we work so well.
And the road could be tiring too, especially if
you're
doing
fuck yeah. Well, I mean, what is it, Clayton? Like with gas stops and food breaks, whatever, it's about 7 hours from where we're at to Macomb, Illinois to go to D6. But man, every time we go there, it is one hell of a match. Last time I took a chair shot to the back, and dude, that's still fucking with me. That shit hurt. That fucking chair hurt, man.
I hit him in the head with it, so that I should make up for it.
I know a handful of wrestlers here in town. And back in the day, I was like, I let one of them hit me with the stop sign, and that shit stung for a while. So I can
it will.
Whew.
Those are real weapons. That's real chairs. That's real stop signs. You know, you feel that. You can't fake that.
And then you got that sweat on top of it. That just hurts even more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the first time I ever got hit with a chair, and I knew it would hurt, but damn, I didn't know it was gonna hurt a month later. It's intense. Like, people very much appreciate what we have to go through, especially in those hardcore matches like that. Just like great Terry Funk, man. That was the first guy I seen do a hardcore barbed wire match with Mick Foley, man, and that match freaking blew my mind. That was so crazy.
Oh my gosh!
Where did you see that?
Here's the thing: is I was dirt poor, so I had to go down to Goodwill and find some hand-me-down DVDs. I do believe it was ECW, but it was Mick Foley versus Terry Funk in a hardcore match, and those boys were bloodier than a fucking tampon. I tell you what, it was a crazy match.
Yeah, that was Stranglemania from ICP had the King of the Deathmatch tournament in Japan. That was that final. The finals were Terry Funk and Mick Foley, which as Cactus Jack, and that was a bloody bash. You could tell that both men were just fucking spent by the end of it. Anybody that knows anything about deathmatch tournaments, anybody that's in one of these things has to go through at least 2 matches before they're in the finals. So you've lost a lot of blood. You're banged up. You've taken a lot of bumps. You're exhausted from everything. I mean, that you've already done. So then you got to go out and perform a third time, and you're going to get bloodied up even more. You know, it's just
the Japanese people didn't fuck around.
Yeah,
they didn't fuck around. They had 2 and 3 rings. This shit was crazy.
They're like you guys. They're just like you guys. See, Terry was the old guy trying to keep up with the young guy, and the young guy was trying to outdo the old guy by being like, oh yeah, well, I could do this. And then like when he would flip over the ropes, only did it in a barbed wire and shit, like Mick Foley does, and gets caught in it and shit. Like, it's just amazing how you guys take like the same kind of approach. And it seems to work for a lot of other wrestlers, I'm sure, that, you know, when you team up or you work with somebody and you just really want to, when you got that right charisma, you know, like it's magic.
Yeah.
It's like when you saw Eddie Guerrero take on Dean Malenko and they put on that clinic in fucking ECW. It was like magic.
Yeah.
Viva Rasa!
Well, it's who we are as people makes the team, you know. It's just like the team doesn't make us. Whiskey and Warrants doesn't make us. That doesn't set anything in motion for us. We make the team. We establish everything, you know, who we are within wrestling. So that's why we, you know, it takes those individuals and those characters that can transcend this business, and it's more than the moves, you know. Just that feeling, that energy that's really, you know, going to captivate the fans and keep them wanting more and keep them wanting to come to the next show.
Yep.
What do you think of Danhausen?
I love it.
I love it too, yeah. I love the Cornette cameos he paid for. That's great. That's some great stuff watching those videos. Yeah.
I love his deep pockets. He's super awesome. He's nice.
Yes. He's so good. So
that's another guy that I listen to religiously.
Super nice.
And it works.
Super spooky.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take Jim Cornette seriously on everything he says. I think of him as a grumpy old man, but I like to listen to all sides and aspects of different people's opinions in wrestling.
Old fuck. Everyone. Like, yeah, but you're 9,000 years old. You should be everywhere, bitch.
I just love to be entertained too. You know, if it can make me laugh, I'm
he makes me laugh. My girl will be sleeping, dead asleep, and she'll hear Jim Cornette in the middle of the night ranting about some shit and talk about something that Mama Cornette used to say, and she just burst out laughing in her fucking sleep. And it's like, so it's like he is entertaining, and you come from an entertainment business, so people always got to remember that this is sports, but you got to have a side of entertainment to it. You guys got, you guys got to know how to act in a certain kind of way to make everything work, you know?
He makes sleeping people laugh. He's so entertaining. That's a
be. I'm just saying. I've seen it happen in person. Jim Cornette will make you laugh. Just like Bruce Pritchard's great at making people laugh because
I'm going to burn this bridge right now. Jim Cornette's a bitch. We're never getting him on.
No, I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is
we're not having him on. So you fucking
There's a lot of knowledge there when you listen to a guy like Cornette. There's a lot of knowledge of the old school.
Now, you boys are talking about being entertained. Have you boys seen the Whiskey and Warrants Christmas and Valentine's Day specials?
Oh, yes.
No? Yes?
No, I have not yet seen it.
I haven't.
Oh, my God. If you want to be entertained, you got to go watch those. Oh, my God. Those are videos
you got to watch
together there.
Bootleg, you better send me the goddamn link after this.
Oh, you bet your ass I will.
We will. We got another one coming out soon, too. My 21st birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm going to have to see this stuff because I didn't know you guys did things like this. I knew you guys wrestled, but I didn't know. There's a lot of
the 4th of July special from Johnny Poke? No, not that one either. Oh my God, you guys got like a half hour worth of material we're gonna blow your minds with. It's gonna be epic. Trust me, it's gonna be great. You'll love it.
And see, I'm in touch with Dustin, Mr. Madrox, and I tell him, I asked a couple people, a little bit about you guys. That's how I knew he did backyard wrestling and whatnot. But man, I didn't know you guys had like a video vlog that you guys do that on the side with your wrestling.
Well, yeah, actually, Clayton, he had the great idea that we should start up a Patreon because we got all these great ideas and we've had so much great footage already. We're thinking about doing that because we're going to keep this shit rolling. As long as we can, we're going to run it till the wheels fall off. I mean, to be honest, I've had a blown out hamstring, completely torn hamstring, keep going. I had a blown out ACL, kept going. I broke 3 bones in my foot doing a lion salt. We keep going, man. There ain't going to be a damn thing that slows down Whiskey and Warrants here. We're going to keep this shit going. So we'll hit you guys up with those links, and hopefully we'll get the Patreon going soon. And Whiskey and Warrants is just getting started. It's about to get real hot, boys. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah. We're here to stay. We're only going up from here. Like, we just got started, those first two title wins, that was just a spark that's going to start a fire that's going to keep on burning until you're going to see the smoke for miles and miles.
Oh,
and, it's going to just take us even farther.
We just hit puberty, boys. We're about to fucking hit the roof.
Oh, yeah. You're just seeing puberty hairs now.
I like I said, man, I was greatly entertained. I could tell right when I walked in. And you guys, not only that, but I saw you guys outside and I was looking for the entrance. And I know I was there early because they were doing that video shoot. They weren't letting regular public in yet. And you guys were very polite to me when I came up. You guys were walking by. And I remember you, Johnny Poke, because didn't you have a vest on that said Poke Gang on it?
Well, hell yeah, bro. I wear that motherfucker everywhere I go. I don't care if I'm going out to Mickey D's to get a little McFlurry, man. I'm going to be repping the Poke Gang and Whiskey Warrants everywhere I go, man. That's what I do. This ain't no gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
This is my fucking lifestyle.
Damn right.
Then you gave them 75 cents, right, Bootleg? They gave you 3/4. Because you were begging.
Yeah, what he said.
But yeah, I went inside and I got to say, the whole time they were video taping the different scenes for each member of LLE, they had to do all the moves in the background that they were doing, just clotheslines, body slams, suplexes, moves off the top rope, springboards, whatever they were doing. But these guys were just nonstop moving for, I'd say, the better part of an hour, right? Or more?
Oh yeah. It was hot.
And they kept going. Hot. It was almost like you guys were doing a Royal Rumble or Battle Royal without being eliminated.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember some of you guys coming in the back saying, I'm already fucking tired.
Yeah. My gear's already drenched.
Everybody just fucking soaked.
It's not your sweat.
I showed up a little bit later for that show, and once I get there, Mr. Sheriff Clark up there, he was already soaked in sweat in his gear as I'm coming out in my jeans and my vest. I'm like, what the hell did I miss?
I heard we're working like 30 man rumble, brother.
Yeah, you guys got a good locker room over there, and we want to get more of you guys on here. I'm probably reach out to as many people that are accepting of coming on here and just goofing with us that wanted to. We're going to let them come on. I know we're going to have Mad Bash themselves on because we want to do our best, like we said at the beginning, to get not just the underground community that supports like Jared Savage that followed him from Northwest Pro to where he's at now with you guys in EPW, and he's working other places in the territories around here. But what I'm getting at is we feel like there's a great chance for all the talent to get a chance to get recognized so people can, when they go to the show, they're like, hey, man, I saw these guys on here, so they know who they are before they get there, because a lot of people show up to a show not knowing anything about, any of the wrestlers. So, I'm glad you guys are here to be able to explain what you guys enjoy about wrestling and what you guys have been doing lately, because you guys have been working your asses off from what I hear.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We appreciate that.
We both do tag team, obviously, Whiskey and Warrants, but then the weekends that we're not Whiskey and Warrants, you got Sheriff Clark out there tearing up Illinois. Like everywhere through Illinois. I see him every weekend. We're not booked. He's got different promotions out there working it. And the weekends we're not booked, I'm trying to get down to Tennessee or wherever I can to get booked. So we're not just a tag team. We're also individuals too. But then you put us together, and it was just magic, to be honest. Like, because he's the powerhouse, he's the muscle behind it. I'm the little wiry guy that goes and flips and flies, and you put it together, and it's the perfect combo. Like I said, my main guy was Dave Bautista, and the best thing I ever seen him do was be a tag team with Rey Mysterio, little and big, man. And that's the way I see me and Clark here, is like, he takes the power, I'll do the flying, and it's great. It's got the best of all of wrestling, and me and him are both great technical wrestlers as well. So you put that in with the stuff that is very unique with us, man. I hate to blow our heads up, but man, we are something to see. We're a show that you want to watch.
Confidence, though. You guys got the confidence because you're good.
Man, we try. We know that we put in the hours, we put in the miles, and we are busting our ass to this day to make it. And it's guys like you who give us these kind of opportunities to speak our truth and let everybody know what we've done, where we've come from, and where we're going, that really help us excel and get even bigger. Because one day, like I said before, me and Clark, we're going to be coast to coast, baby. Like, that's no joke. Like, one day, we're going to be out in Cali working there. And one day, we're going to be up in New York, Times Square. We're going to be working up there. We're going to be everywhere. We're not opposed to going anywhere.
Square Garden, baby.
See, we haven't made
it's in our entrance song.
That far, but we have made it to New York, to Colorado. So, like, everything you said, cool. I feel, because me and my homies done music for, like, 13 years.
Oh,
hell yeah, crazy. Brother.
I feel everything you just said right there.
That's a grind. Like, we're just putting in 3 or 4, so I can't imagine you get to that decade. That's a decade. That's a decade plus. That's a decade. Yeah. That's a decade and some change.
Mm-hmm.
So I have respect to you, man. Like, that's a grind. The entertainment business itself. That's where we can all kind of vibe with each other. Get that, because you guys being musicians and us being professional wrestlers. What do? We entertain.
Yes, entertainer.
Yeah,
whenever I talk to people, wherever I go, I tell them that being a professional wrestler, we're basically rock stars. Yeah. We go from town to town, entertaining people, busting our ass, doing what we can to make just a little bit of money. Because, let's face it, we're not millionaires, but we're doing what we love to make it.
Oh, yeah. And it gets you running on empty, but it's that dream, and it's that, the reaction you get from the fans, and just being in that spotlight, the intoxication, that keeps you going, keeps you wanting it more. You get hooked on it. It's addicting. You want it more. And, that's why me and Johnny, like just how we are in the gym, we need those reps. That's why we're constantly trying to be together as a team. That's why when we're not together as a team, we're working on ourselves on our own. That's why we have these singles bookings, because it's the people that make the team, like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, the Mega Powers. Why were they the Mega Powers? Because 2 big power forces, when they combined, is an unstoppable force. And that's what we're trying to be.
When we get together and we're working another tag, we've usually had one singles match in between. And every time we get back together, I'm bringing in something new. And guess what? This guy up here, he's bringing in something new too. Like we always, every time we go singles, I do like it because we can bring something together as a tag team to really blow the scene up.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so here's a question I have. What's your worst injuries you guys had wrestling?
Man, mine, I was in a match, and I mean, accidents happen. Shit happens. I tore a hamstring. The guys did the wishbone, pulled my legs apart. I felt something there, and then they pulled me into the ring post. One leg, each guy had a leg, pulled me in, and one guy didn't. He kept pulling, and I felt a pop, and my hamstring tore. It was a protrusion tear, so what that is the top layer of the muscle is still there, but the bottom layer pushes through like a hernia. So I have a nice softball-sized lump in my thigh right now from my torn hamstring, and it doesn't need surgery yet, but eventually it will. I ended up finishing that match and going on. I ended up having to take off about 3 months after that. And the worst part was that was right when me and Clark were supposed to start tagging up. So we had to end up postponing that for a little bit. But other than that, there's just been bump and bruises, a little bit of wear and tear here and there. But the torn hamstring's been the worst for me.
See, and it breaks down to where you said we're not millionaires. Like, them bills got to come out of your pocket for your entertainment, you know.
Exactly. Like, I still had to go to work. I still had to go to work and make the bills for like living at home, my mortgage, my baby. But I mean, yeah, if I would have had to have surgery, I would have been off work. No, so I was like, you know what? Me and the doctor, we agreed we're gonna run it till it completely blows all the way out. Then we'll do surgery because he knew that I wasn't gonna stop wrestling. I told him straight up, I'm like, hey, if I can keep running on it, I'm going to. We're not gonna do surgery and sideline me for a year, man. This is my passion. I'm gonna do what I have to. So yeah, a couple months of recovery, boom, there it is. No bills because yeah, that would suck to having to pay $20,000-$30,000 for a hamstring surgery. F that.
Yeah, I've been pretty thankful. Bumps and bruises for me.
It's because you're young still.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I've been pretty lucky.
You're telling me all those crazy bumps you be taking in the ring and you're fine?
It's because he's young.
Yeah. I've been lucky. I haven't had really anything that sidelined me. I tweaked my knee one time, but it was during like a post-match beatdown that I was doing. I went to spring off the ropes and just stomp on a guy and tweaked my knee, but luckily it was something where I could just kind of take a couple weeks off between my next booking and my last booking to kind of recover and then rehab at the gym. But other than that, I've been pretty thankful, and knock on wood, nothing else happens because
I was going to say you better
not a lot planned. Yeah, me and Johnny got a lot planned.
Yeah, I remember when that happened too, and man, it had me worried because even though you feel like it might be something small, that's just the athletic part of us that is saying that we can keep going and we can keep performing, but deep down inside, we know something's wrong. Like we know, oh shit, something tore, something broke. So when he told me that, I'm just thinking, fuck, this is gonna sideline him for a while, and I'm there for him. I'm going to support him no matter what, man. We got this. We got plans made just in case something like that happens, but he's my bro, man. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. And once I heard that, I was worried. I really was because I knew that I just torn my hammy as well, and he had blown out his knee. I was worried it was going to be an ACL or MCL, but thankfully we're still managing. We're duct taping it and zip tying it together, and we're running till the wheels fall off, baby.
I've seen some good questions
down there in the comments right there. We got a good question in the comments from Donald Brown. What kind of jobs do you guys do that allow you the time off to do the wrestling?
Well, me, I work at a factory. It's called Kimball International. We cut tabletops, different things. We work about 40 to 50 hours a week. So getting the time off, that's not a thing. And Clayton gonna say the same. We don't get time off.
Right.
We make time for wrestling to make our dreams come true. And that's the thing is me and Clayton, that's the one thing we really click on. We work jobs. We bust our asses Monday through Friday to pay the bills. And then come the weekend, we bust our asses again to get out there on the road and do what we love. Some people, they don't really have they don't really have full-time jobs that have insurance and full-time pay, but me and Clayton, we do. And it's tricky. It is tricky managing that with wrestling, but man, that's the best thing about me and him is I know he'll get it done and he'll be there for me, and he knows that I will do the exact same.
Well, and that's why we're lucky that wrestling's kind of changed enough. Do what now? Was this something about whiskey?
No, I'll be back 1 second, boys. I gotta go kiss my baby girl good night. She's getting ready to go to bed. Just had a bath. I'll be right back.
Oh, we all say good night.
Okay, baby girl, they all say good night.
Andy's a dad. See that? Andy's a dad.
Yeah, very wholesome. Whiskey laid his kid in bed at night. A little stormy.
I beat my kids every night, right, kids?
Don't say that.
But he pays me to kick him.
Luckily, our wrestling schedule is only on the weekends, mainly the most. The wrestling schedule is kind of like more of like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's kind of easier to manage your time with it being like on a weekend, unless there's like a big family event or something like that. Like I do some daily shows like on Mondays or Tuesdays but that's more of like where we get our gym time in, our training days. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's a lot easier than it was in the territory days. Like if you guys being fans of the business, you know how like their traveling schedules were. Us being on the indies, it's a lot more easy to manage it right now. Whereas, one day, let's say we get a lot more popular and get signed to a contract, that'll change. Traveling schedules will get a lot more harsh, and we'll manage it from there. But it's just finding that job that can work with your flexibility and something you like and something that's not going to beat you up too hard when we know we get beat up in the ring a lot.
And they're the same. Yeah, we get the shit knocked out of us in the ring sometimes, and I'll go into work and I'll let those boys know, I'm like, man, I had a rough week. Can we take it easy on me today? And it's hell no. Well, that's your personal decision. I'm like, you sons of bitches. I'd fucking chop you right now for that. But hey, we do what we do because we love wrestling, man. It's worth it to me.
So, what's the worst potato? Do you guys got like foes that you may wrestle that deliberately go overboard?
Yeah, every once in a while, I have a guy that he isn't properly trained, and you bet your ass if you're gonna fucking knock my tooth out, you bet your ass I'm gonna be swinging right back at you.
Yeah, it's really the ones that aren't properly trained that hurt more than the ones with malicious intent.
There you go. Is. Yeah, a lack of knowledge in what they're doing.
So do you give them a pass or just like, nah, fuck that, buddy?
You pump right back.
So depending on what it is, that's when you get into the strikes. Yeah, you pop them right back.
Depending on what it is, like accidents happen. Okay, I was going to ask you guys. We got people in the comments.
Tag and singles.
Tags or singles. You guys can either one. Go for it.
Okay.
What
Johnny,
was the question?
Whiskey talks first.
What was it? I've been drinking a lot, boys. I'm about half of a fifth down, and I can't read too well.
If you can wrestle anybody in the industry, who would it be? Both tag or singles?
Like indies or up?
Yeah, in the indies.
The indies, man. Ooh.
No, I said anyone in the industry. That's
anybody.
I'd say anybody, around the world.
That's right.
So that's hard.
Golly,
All right, we'll bust it down indie and worldwide.
Okay. Indies, I would have to say it would have to be Evil Nate Hewitt. I don't know, it's just something about his gimmick with the chainsaw and the way he works, I think me and him could have one hell of a match. I'm just a fanboy for him. Like, I was a big Chainsaw Massacre fan, and he comes out with the leather face mask and a chainsaw, man. I am down with Evil Nate, man. He's my dude. I would love to lock up with him in the ring. And if we're talking, majors, AEW, NWA, WWE, whatever. Oh man, dude, I'd have to take on a big boy. Because I mean, I like wrestling flyers as well, but I think the best match is you take someone from their domain and mix them in with something they're not used to, something that they don't do. So it'd have to be something big. And it used to be Big E, but now he's out. So I'd have to find it. Gunther. Yep, that's it. Gunther, man. That would be my big man, dude. I would love to go toe-to-toe with him. I know my chops can't stand up to his, but, I would give that guy a run for his money. I would.
Who's the tag team, though? Who's the tag team? Okay, I'll go ahead. We'll go, then we'll talk about our tag team, because I think me and Johnny got the same one with the independent wrestling. But singles-wise on the indies, let me think. I'll say WWE first. I'd probably really like to wrestle Randy Orton. Like Randy Orton, just his slow, methodical style and the character work. Like, I feel like, and just him being like one of the last legends, one of the last outlaws, so to say, in wrestling. I feel like that'd be really cool. Just to be able to do that one day, and just watching him as a kid. That'd probably be my go-to with WWE today. Active roster at least. But on the independents, Zodiac, a guy named Zodiac that wrestles around here. He's kind of like how Poke said with the chainsaw. This guy, he's called the Mystique, and he'll come out with he'll make fire with his hands and use the flames in the matches, and has a really cool mask and always just elaborate gear. And I just like the presentation. I think that'd be really cool. So that'd probably be my two.
Well, if I was still wrestling, I'd take on the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett. I'd put that guy in a sharpshooter so tight he'd shit himself.
Would you go for that? Would you go for that Texas Chainsaw Massacre belt? You going for the Leatherface belt there, bootleg?
Stroke and strut.
The only wrestler I wouldn't fight is Monty Brown because he wanted to kill me.
He threw a beer at Monty Brown at the gathering. It's true.
New Jack would kill you.
Tag team. Okay, Clark, what do you think? What do you think about tag team? I mean, obviously, you Young Bucks, we would kick their ass, no doubt. All we have to do is watch out for their super kick. All right, we got them beat. But other than that, if I could go back in time, the team I would love us to face against would be Edge and Christian. Those two are, oh my God. Not only do they have moves to pop the crowd, but they could tell a fucking story. Both of them, individually and tag team. Holy shit. Hardy Boys were great, but Edge and Christian, they're hands down the best.
Any wrestling fan from then till now cannot pull out a ladder without thinking about the TLC matches. Like, every time.
I think you guys would have a great match with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Wait, who?
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, the Motor City Machine Guns
are from TNA.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff in Detroit.
So what was your earliest memory of wrestling that got you into it?
Oh my God, everybody's going to feel old. John Cena and The Miz in 2009 on Raw. Yeah. That was my first one.
You gotta remember.
I remember the Nexus stuff. Yeah, I remember the Nexus stuff happening and all that storyline. Because I watched from 2009 all the way to 2012, and I quit watching right before the Shield debuted, and then I started again in 2015. I've been watching ever since.
I've seen Hogan fight fucking Andre the Giant live on TV.
Exactly. I had to literally get old DVDs and watch them whenever I was a kid. I watched a lot of Mid-South and AWA, Von Erich territory stuff, and that's where I get a lot of my big inspirations. I love the Von Erichs.
No wonder why your body
They got a movie coming out.
December, the Iron
Fist.
The
That's gonna be dope.
Comes out in December.
Exactly.
Iron Claw.
Yeah, Iron Claw.
Ooh.
And see, that's what I love about me and Clayton, man. We live about what is it, hour and a half away from each other, but still, me and him were on the same page, man. We weren't born into financial stability, man. Both of us, we came from rags to riches when we finally make it, baby. But like we never had a lot of money, so we couldn't watch satellite TV and see Monday Night Raw every Monday. No, we had to wait for that shit to come on free TV, which was, I remember it was called My TV on the CW, man. And every season they changed it from being free TV to you got to pay to watch it on cable. And I fucking hated it because I couldn't afford cable. My family didn't afford cable. So like I said, like back in the day, all it was for me was Dave Bautista. That's what got me into it, was this big some bitch getting beat by this smaller guy. And then Rey Mysterio, he's what really got me into it, because if you ever see me, I know I look buff on here on the social media and all 6'5", but really I'm a smaller guy like little Ray, man. So he was always my guy. He's the one that got me in there, knowing that the little guy can win, man. No matter what, he's gonna get his ass beat. I remember when him and Great Khali went together, and Khali was smashing his head. The blood was coming out of his nose and his mouth. It was like, what?
Oh my god!
Shit. But you know, he kept fighting, man. That's what really pulled me in, was Rey Mysterio and Batista.
Yeah,
I think Mr. Madrox is in the chat, busting your chops, saying Cecil could be both in one night.
They're bringing up Cecil Cerveza, Mr. Moist
Cerveza is the moistest mofo I have ever met. You put him in the ring and he gets so moist, so wet. It's not even a joke. Oh, Cecil. Oh, my God. Clayton, didn't we whoop Cecil's ass a couple months ago?
How many times have we beat this guy? I mean, I think it was only once, but it felt like so many times because we swept the floor with him that night. Oh my gosh.
We swept the floor with him that night, and every time we see him, man, he knows he don't want to step up against us. But anytime he wants to, oh, man, Whiskey and Warrants, or individually, we'll whoop his ass. Oh, yeah, Seashell Cerveza. Man, go back to the coast, Seashell.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. He went for an 8-second ride, and he got Lane Frost.
All right, next question. Hit me up, boys. What you got?
He's just getting
lathered up. A lockup. Cecil didn't teach me a lockup. Get out of here, Madrox.
Taught you to lock up.
Oh. Seashell Cerveza. No.
I gotta say, my first memory from wrestling was Night of the Skywalkers. I think it was the Rock and Roll Express and another team was going up against each other, and it was like a scaffold match of some kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was called the Night of the Skywalkers, and it was the first time I remember watching wrestling, because I was like, why are they up by the lights, Dad? And my dad was like, because they're Skywalkers. And I remember him saying that, and I was like Star Wars? And he was like, yeah, like Star Wars. And I sat and watched it, and I was sucked in from that moment, because I loved Star Wars as a kid. And then the next pay-per-view that I remember seeing was the one where Macho Man, and this was like at a big party atmosphere. Everybody went to a certain person's house for it. And it was like, I remember the Macho Man took on Ric Flair, and it was the one where Ric Flair kissed Miss Elizabeth at the end of the match, and it made the whole crowd go crazy, like they were going to riot. And it was, I remember that shit, man. Those were magical moments that made me love wrestling so much that even though I took a break during the Ruthless Aggression era, I came back when the Shield arrived with the Wyatt family, and rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, but he was one of those that brought me back into it. The Wyatt family was a big reason. With their feud with the Shield was one of the greatest things that's ever happened in the last 10 to 15 years of wrestling. If you ain't seen it, go look it up. Evolution was a great feud with the Shield as well.
Daniel Bryan acting like a member of the Shield. That was a good one, too. That was a real good one. I like that.
Didn't Daniel Bryant he pretended to be in the Wyatt family once, and then he turned on him.
Oh, the Wyatt family, not the Shield. Yeah.
He swerved him. Yeah, that was good too. He would have been a great fit, though. He would have been a great fit.
Had the beard. That's why it was better Randy Orton doing it.
But yeah, man, God bless fucking Bray Wyatt, man, being one of the greatest.
What's up with this one? Johnny, can you eat a cookie or a slice of cake?
I'll eat them both, bro. I'm fucking hungry. Well, I've been drinking all night, boys. You feed me anything, I'll eat that shit. You want a burrito? I'll eat a burrito. You want cake, cookie, whatever. I'm fucking hungry.
That's just a weird one.
More water.
But hey, if I had to choose between cake and cookie, I'm gonna take cake, man. I like icing. Cowboys, we like icing.
I like
chocolate or vanilla
cookies.
Huh?
Chocolate or vanilla?
What kind of cookie and what kind of cake?
Ooh, man. Okay, let's go cake. I'm old school, man. I like the confetti cake. It's celebration. And Whiskey and Warrants, we always celebrate, man. I love celebrating. Let's do confetti cake. No. Cookie. Yo, if you like raisins in your cookies, fuck you. I like chocolate chip cookies. Give me the chocolate chip cookies.
And they gotta be warm.
Yes, like freshly out, burning the shit.
Right, none of that fucking dry dipping milk bullshit.
That's the thing. Here we go, boys. I will give you hands. Okay, I changed my answer. My answer is a Subway macadamia nut white chocolate chip cookie, because those motherfuckers are perfect. Yep. I don't care who you are. Them half raw white chocolate chip macadamia nut cookies are the best.
Yeah. Hot out of the oven. Hot out of the oven. Oh, you can't beat them. Hot out of the oven.
All right. Oh, yeah. It can't be day old fucking Subway cookies.
Yep. Okay. Next, hit me. Next question. Come on. Keep them coming. Let's go.
Raisin cookies or pineapple on pizza?
What's worse? Yeah, raisin cookies or pineapple on pizza?
Man, raisin and cookies, bro. Because I like pineapples on pizza.
Pineapple.
Have you tried pineapples on pizza? If you haven't tried pineapples on pizza, just because you're a weirdo, that's too far. You gotta try the pineapples and pizza. Raisins and cookies? No fucking nasty. Way. You don't want fucking raisins and cookies? You fucking nuts? What are you Canadian? Get the fuck back above the fucking border. We like that shit, man. Next question.
We don't like that.
Let's go.
Fuck yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Why is that even in the question? Pineapple on pizza is great.
Yeah. If you could sit down with Mick Foley for an hour, what would you ask him?
If I could sit on his lap and him be Santa Claus?
Oh, I've done that before. What's the next question? If you could sit, I didn't read the last one. What did it say?
He said, if you could sit down with Mick Foley for an hour, what would you ask him?
Oh my God. Man, that's a loaded question.
Put his sock in your mouth. There's a lot
of things I would ask Mick Foley. Like, are we talking about wrestling? Are we talking about life? Because me and O'Clark, that's the thing you didn't see. Whiskey and Warren's Christmas special, man. We pay tribute to the legend and Mick Foley in our special.
We love Foley.
I mean, there's just so much to ask him. If I could ask Mick Foley one question, it would be to ask him what he wouldn't do, because that guy done everything in the business you could ever dream of. And I wouldn't want to know what not to do, because if he knows what to do and what not to do, that's the guy to ask. So, yeah, Mick Foley, what should I not do and steer away from to continue my wrestling career?
And see,
Next question. Let's go.
I've met Mick Foley, and I feel like he would tell you that shit, too. He's a pretty cool dude.
Oh, I bet, man. Indiana boy, too. He's from Bloomington.
Yeah. What do you think of the Bushwhackers?
I love him.
Yeah, what do you think of the Bushwhackers?
Great, man. Hey, what's your preferred
Shut up,
what's your favorite whiskey?
Me? Oh man, obviously that's me, man. Here's the thing: is I'm a cheap drunk. Here, it's gonna blow a lot of people away.
You're
Unlike
mixing it with
early
Sprite.
times,
It's not
man.
that
Early
cheap.
times you can get a half gallon for like what, 10, 15 bucks? You can get just as drunk on early times as you can the $100 bottle of Grandpappy Van Winkle, or where the fuck his name is. You don't need to pay the
My
money to
lands.
get drunk. Hell no. Let's fucking party.
No.
You like
Then
Jack
you don't
Daniels?
need
I'll party
Sprite,
with
then.
you. You like early times? I'll party with you. You like Grandpappy Van Winkle? Guess what? I'm not going to put on a shirt, but I'll still party with you. Let's go. But yes, when it comes down to drinking, I'm old school plastic guy, early times. Let's go, baby. Let's drink.
I figured.
There you have it. There you have it. Straight from whiskey. Whiskey talks.
There you go.
Here's the thing, boys. You let me drink too much, man, I will ramble. We can keep this show going till 2 in the morning now. Oh, man, I'm ready. Keep the questions coming. I'm ready. I'm a fucking machine gun. Let's go. What's next?
Favorite match that you've had?
Favorite match I had was the last match I had with Mr. Clayton Clark there last weekend at EPW. Oh, we kicked some ass against... Who was it? The MC Most Wanted? I don't know. But we whooped their ass, and that's all that matters, because we are the best of the best, and we're going to keep on going, baby. Oh, yeah, the best match I've had was the last match. Next question. Let's go. You want to know what chocolate I like? I like milk chocolate, baby. That dark chocolate, that's too bitter for me. All right, next question. Let's go.
Are you Ric Flair's grandson?
Oh, I can be. You give me the right money,
can't
I'll be
prove that.
Flair's grandson. Woo!
We can't prove that. We can't prove that. You never know. You never know. Maybe John
That's right.
Morrison.
I mean, if you want to pay for the blood test, I guess we can. But
check the
until then, I
ancestry.
am the little illegitimate grandson of the Ric Flair, because I am the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Oh, woo!
Woo! You got John Morrison.
Too much drink. All right, next question. Let's go.
All right, favorite Mel Gibson movie?
Oh, man.
Blazing Saddles. Oh, Mel Gibson. I think you said Mel Brooks. I was going to say Blazing Saddles.
All right, Clayton, I'll let you take this one.
Mel Gibson, Mad Max, the second one.
That is a great answer.
Road Warrior. Mad Max Road Warrior.
Road Warrior.
Road
That's
Warrior.
a good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
That or Braveheart. The freaking
like
speech.
Braveheart.
The speech. Oh my
God.
God.
One of the first movies when I was a kid.
When he killed his kid and he melted down his little toys and killed them other dudes. You're talking about Braveheart, where he killed his son and he took his little chess pieces, melted them down, made bullets, and killed those fucks. The best scene ever.
That's awesome. I love it.
Favorite
I love
horror
it.
movie?
Yep. Favorite horror movie? Oh, like the movie that scares me the most. Or like I separate horror from slasher, because like slasher film wise, I love like Friday the 13th. That's my favorite one. Like I like it over Halloween and all them. But the horror movie that scares me the most would probably be like the first Conjuring. That one just gets me. That one gets me.
Yeah,
like
the Big Chainsaw Massacre, man. That one screws me up.
Leatherface.
They say, it's based on a true story, but how much of it is true? We don't know. So it really fucks with this guy.
Johnny, I thought you didn't
think they cut him up into little pieces. I believe it. I believe it all.
What about the Grinch?
Yo,
I thought you didn't like the Grinch.
Fuck the Grinch. I will kill that motherfucker. He comes up.
Be nice.
Be nice. I'll fuck him up. I will fuck that guy up.
Johnny,
fuck that green son of a bitch.
It's Jim Carrey. You like Jim Carrey.
Fuck green there.
You like Jim Carrey.
Oh my gosh. Fuck Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey don't know shit about Johnny Post.
Shit. Be nice.
No. I fucking super kick his ass.
Who's your favorite musician, Johnny?
Oh, my favorite musician? God, let's go Jelly Roll, man. That guy, he knows.
Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll knows what's up, man.
I like Cody Jinks right now. I like Cody Jinks.
You're not a Jelly Roll fan. You're not a Jelly Roll fan just because he's like popping now, is he? Like, do you know the old Jelly Roll?
No. Trust me, when I was back in the day, when I was at JPWA, I shit you not, I'm not even joking around. When I was at JPWA, when I would drive home, and by drive home, I mean drive a half hour to my apartment from the training class, because that's the thing is people think, oh, you're going to get into training, you're going to live right there. No. When we get accepted into the training, we have to find our own way of living. Mm-hmm. We have to find a way to supply for our housing, our food, and everything. People think that you get accepted and that's it. No. We got to pay our way through everything.
Still got to do your fucking dues everywhere.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So I got accepted, and it wasn't even about 3 weeks in till I learned about Jelly Roll.
Okay.
And once I was driving home, I heard one of Jelly Roll's songs. Like, God damn, that really talks to me. And I started listening to Jelly Roll, man. And here's the thing: is whenever I was at the academy, you know, I didn't have shit, man. Here's the lowdown. All right, I hope you're all ready. Here it comes. When I left home, I had to sell my motorcycle. I had to sell my guns. I had to sell a lot of shit to be able to keep my mortgage paid at home, to be able to leave home and do that. I had to do what I had to do to make my dreams come true. And that was one of them. And as I was listening to him, he was talking about his struggles and his troubles and everything. Man, I'm right there with you, brother. I am. Like, I ain't got shit. Like, as I was down there, I allowed myself $25 a week to eat. That was it. And Jelly Roll, man, his songs helped pull me through. So, yeah, Jelly Roll, man, that's my dude. Okay. Like, the stuff he sings about, it's real. And if you haven't lived it, you will soon. And I'm not discrediting anybody else that hasn't, but you'll get there, man. And Jelly Roll, man, that's the artist that helped me through training and everything and where I am now.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, music can save your fucking life if you let it.
Oh, exactly. I'm
glad that you're not just a Jelly Roll fan because he's popping now. I like that you went old school.
No, man, that's
you
the
said
thing.
You've been doing it for like 10 years, right? So you know,
he's educated. He's educated.
Yeah, like the thing was, like, no one knew about Jelly Roll. Like, Jelly Roll was popular, but it wasn't.
It was
that
on the
popular.
underground.
It wasn't like, oh my God, Eminem. It was
right.
It
was
there's this new independent guy, and that's what really pulled me in, was that he was an independent guy and he was trying his hardest. And now and here's the thing is, I will see him and going around like Nashville. He was just in Nashville last week. And it's like, God, I would love to go there because he's a part of my journey. He might not be a part of everybody's journey right now, but the music he sings and the things that he portrays, that will be everybody's journey, man. Like, Jelly Roll, he's been through some shit apparently, and I feel it. Yeah. I really do. I feel it. That's why he's my dude, man. I appreciate Jelly Roll.
We just did a show last Thursday, and 30 minutes away, this motherfucker was playing a sold-out crowd. Like, damn, I want to be part of that show. Fuck this show.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Been there, done that, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. But we usually only run for about an hour, so we've been about an hour and 10 minutes. So you guys got any shout-outs, or you want to let us know when your next appearances are going to be?
Oh, well, together, our next show is September 2nd for Elite Pro Wrestling, and we're going to be defending the titles there against the DC Black in a dream match for the EPW Tag Team Championships. So that's going to be a really good one. It's going to be in Washington, Indiana at the National Guard Armory there. And in October, we're going to be at ENVISION Wrestling defending our titles for the very first time. We do not know who yet, but it'll be at the Vincennes National Guard Armory. And then We have a lot of other dates coming up, but you can find us on all our social medias under Johnny Poke and Clayton Clark. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got some stuff coming up on YouTube. We got a 21st birthday celebration in the works coming between me and Johnny. I don't know what he's got planned for me, but it's going to be crazy, I can tell you that. And then we have a Halloween special coming up, too. And then we're getting ready for our second Christmas special that we just did with our first one last year. So we'll have to show you guys those and those links. But we got a lot of stuff cooking for this year, and especially for 2024. Like I said, we're just getting started. And Johnny has said it, like, we're just hitting puberty. Whiskey and Warrants is just hitting puberty.
Absolutely.
Watch out for the terrible teens.
Anyway, in my opinion, here we go. All right.
Go for it, man.
Whiskey and Warrants is about to tear up the independent scene no matter where you're at, whether it be California, New York, Florida,
We're everywhere.
along the coast up there. I don't know, the Delaware. I don't know. It don't matter.
Detroit. It don't matter.
Whiskey and Warrants, we're going to be there. And we're going to blow it up. Hit us up, man. I don't give a shit where you're at. Let us know. We'll drive. We got gas money because you know what? Unlike a lot of them, we work our asses off at a full-time job to bust our ass to make it to where you're at. So please let them know that Whiskey and Warrants is ready to come to your town to show you that Whiskey and Warrants is the tag team champions everywhere we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Two times.
Load us up. Load us up with the belts. Load us up with the belts. We want to be 3 times.
We are the belt collectors. Let's go, baby.
We got Jared
Savage Gold just starting.
The legendary
Gold is just starting.
Now, we're going to still party after this, right? We're not going to shut off.
You do whatever you want.
I want to keep drinking. Where did it go? We lost one. I need more. Let's keep it in drinking. Let's keep it in talking. Where you at?
We're not going to We're here all night.
He gone.
My battery
He don't want to cover the tab. He don't want to cover the tab.
No, I like to drink. Let's party. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. I got my
bottoms up.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Who we with? Who we with? I got you. I got you, boys.
Mine's empty.
Where'd Rugrats go? I see Rugrats up there. Where he at?
There he is.
Rugrats! Yeah.
That's sick.
We got fun
We're
tonight.
having a good old time. Hey, by the way, if you want some fancy gloves like we've got on, you can always go to Bad Touch Supply, and you put in the promo code WHIPSTICK, you get 10% off of these fancy gloves. That's right.
Man, I might have to do that now. That sounds like a good offer.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal. We hook our homie Whipstick up because he's an ambassador for him. Long Live Evil is such a great fit. Hey, by the way, how did you guys get along with the guys from Long Live Evil? We didn't ask you guys that.
No, it was cool. The video looks great too. Like the video turned out great. I loved the whole experience. You know, I heard about the show that might be cooking up in the works in the future, or future partnerships happening with this. So I can't wait to see you guys more. It's gonna be awesome, man. I loved it.
Absolutely, man. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's why we all got to try to share and get people to come out to these wrestling events so we can get a section of Zooligans to cheer on their homie Jared Savage and other wrestlers that they like, man. Because
I see you. I fucking see you. Who is that, Mr.? I can't read that small.
It's long overdue, man. There's such a good thing happening over in Indiana, and we all got to try to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, like, the southern Indiana area, it doesn't have a lot of wrestling. So
do you see my mustache? Look at that mustache. That mustache is for sale.
That's a beautiful stash right there. That's a garbanzo.
Look at that right there. That is a money maker. Look at that thing. You can't teach that. That is genuine.
That
Western mustache.
Val Kilmer-esque.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you right now, with this mustache, I will love to be on your podcast anytime. You let me know, and this mustache will be flipping its shit for you all the time.
That's it. We're booking a show with just Johnny Poke's mustache.
I hope so. I really hope so. Now, I put that on for like $5 an hour on my fans only page. You're welcome.
Whiskey and Worcester.
One more time for the road. How did that go? One more time. How did that go? No, that's not even half the fucking talent we got earlier. That's earlobe. That's not mustache. Oh, no.
How's that? Is that good? Is that good?
No. That was way wrong.
That looked like something out of a 70s porno there.
I like it. That's what I was going for. That is exactly what I was going for.
Ron Jeremy.
Harry and Wet. It's not whiskey and wort anymore. It's Harry and Wet. Jesus Christ. Slimy and weird.
This episode took a crazy turn, but it's all good, man. This has been one of the best ones we've had.
Just
hey, if you guys got more people that want my mustache, let me know. Here it is.
Mustache rides for days.
That's gonna be on the Patreon. We'll put that on the Patreon.
Mustard stash.
Come on, Johnny. We can make money off that. We can make money off that.
Yeah. We're making money off my stash right now.
He's charges by the minute.
My people love my mustache.
I want to shout out to Mr. Madrox himself because he helped me get in touch with you guys. And
what about Johnny Pope? Put in Johnny Pope.
Yeah, he got me in touch with you guys, Mr. Madrox. Thank you at Mad Bash Studios. Both of you guys running things over there are doing a great job. We can't wait to have you guys on in October.
Johnny Pope. Clayton Clark.
Johnny Pope.
Whiskey and Warrant up in
the Johnny Pope.
Tag team champs.
Johnny Pope.
Thank you guys for being on. And we will let you guys hit us up anytime you want to, and we'll put you guys back on.
Anytime your people want me on, I will be on. I like to drink. I like to bullshit. I like to answer questions. And I like to show off my mustache. So hit me up. I like it. Let's go.
Hit him up on the cameo. $5
a
minute for mustache rides.
Yeah, mustache ride.
Him and Madrox will fucking kill the game.
If I was with him right now, I could control this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We understand how it goes.
All right.
This is what we wanted. We wanted you guys just to let the people know what you guys are like. So here we go,
Yeah, let's fuck some shit up, boys.
Yes, sir. This is what we're all about. Showing who the real people.
Boop.
I mean, it seems like it's a good time when you get to show up and hang out with Whiskey and Warrant. So,
woo! Yeah, come party. We're ready.
All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for being on, guys. And as always, we blame Eddie.
Second revert.
Yep.